Hello, my Dashers. How are we doing today? Let's see if I can't. I'm trying to use my phone, but let's try this. There we go. I don't know if this likes it or not. Anyways, this is just going to be a very quick video because I have to get to the Beet Harvest. And I work nights, so it is going to be kind of, let me see. Oh, see if I can get to the comments. I'm doing it on my phone, so this is the first time I'm actually doing this. Let's see if this works. Let me see. For some reason, it wants me to do it in landscape or portrait mode instead of landscape, which is crazy. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, hello. Is it? No, it won't go that way. Kind of crazy. Well, let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Brenda. Hey, Brenda, how are you? It's doing something funky. My phone is not willing to work with me. Yeah, it's just a short video to say, hey, how's it going? Um, I have to get ready to go to the Beet Harvest because I am working nights. Nights is definitely something you have to get used to. I'm used to the night third shift, but having to sleep during the day, but trying to get your schedule on is really, really kind of crazy. Let's see. How's the job going? The job's going really well, actually. Um, It is definitely something that you really have to get used to. It's a 12 and a half hour shift. So it's either from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then let me see if I can set this up so I'm not moving so dang much. Is that better, guys? Never done on my phone. I'm sorry, guys. It is in portrait mode instead of landscape. Don't ask me why. I'm like, why is it doing that? Have no idea. Ahmed, hi, I like you. Thanks. I can hear you well. Good. Thank you. Thumbs up for letting me know that. That's always like a concern because I can never get it to work right, and it's the phone. I have to get my laptop is buried right now and everything else. So I'm like going, oh my gosh, I have to really do this really quick. Again, it's going to be a quick live. Hi, good morning, Mr. Taco. Hi, good morning. It is my good morning. Can you see my chat? Yes, I can. So, anyways, so the beet harvest is going well. Um, this week I had 3 days off, which is basically stay pay. And okay, uh, I don't know who you are. So we will just do this. There we go. We got the trolls today. Yeah, I don't know what all that was about. Anyways, okay. Um, so how are you, Brenda? So yeah, the shifts are from 8 a.m. in the morning till 8 p.m. at night, and then from 8 p.m. at night until 8 in the morning. So there's only 2 shifts. It's a 24-hour operation. And I am on the 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. shift. So it has been crazy. And your body has to get used to it. And there are some days that it's either too hot or too cold to harvest the beets. So we can't work. So they call that stay pay, where we get 4 hours of work, um, 4 hours of pay for no work. Kind of crazy. Oh, good. You went and visited Lindy. Good. I know she went home to her son's home. That was on Thursday. Great. I know she's doing, I'm sure she's doing a lot better just getting out of that assisted living situation and the rehab and everything. So I'm really glad Lindy's on the mend. That's fantastic. Um, yeah. So what else? The shift is crazy. It's cold. Dress warm. Cuddle duds are your friend. Uh, Yesterday we had some rain. We had a huge storm pass, which some lightning storms, which we couldn't work because the pilers themselves are electrical. So we had to shut down, um and then the fields got muddy for the growers to be in it, so they couldn't harvest. Let's see what else. Yeah, it was a very slow light last night. Slow night last night. So I think we might have done 30 trucks all night, and that was like, wow. I mean, we're used to doing about 30 trucks an hour. So for 12 and a half hours, only doing 30 trucks, it was like, what? It was crazy. Um, but we had 3 days off this week. So I went up to Winnipeg, Canada, and checked out the Forks Market and the Museum of Human Rights, and things like that. So that was kind of nice. So I had a little day trip and I went across the border in the van. So a video will be coming about crossing the border with a van and a dog. So that was kind of an interesting fact. Getting into Canada was tough, but coming back was like, see ya, welcome back. Ha! I thought that was so funny. But yeah. So that happened, and then yeah, I'm just working right now. Got my first paycheck. Yay. Was like, wow, okay, thank you. Um what else? I got to tell you, being out in the fields piling these sugar beets is really, you have such extreme weather, especially out on the plains. So you can get some extreme winds. And then the rainstorms and the wind and the cold and everything else in between. But overall, it has been a very positive experience for me. I've learned a lot. I've actually been working as an operator. So I've been actually, you know, controlling this big, huge machine that piles up the sugar beets. It's kind of cool. Um, I might unsubscribe because you weren't online last Sunday. Sorry, I'm very demanding. Yes, I know, but last Sunday was the first week of the beet harvest, and it was crazy, actually. And being able to get adjusted to this time, I need to be at work at 7:30, and normally my lives are at 7 o'clock on Sundays. So that is the reason why I have moved it to 6 today, because, and this is going to be a short one because I do need to get ready for the shift. It's a 12.5 hour shift. So I apologize, Christian, because normally I'd spend every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So, um, but I knew going into this that it would be tough because I need to be at the site at work at 7:30. So I need to have the time to drive there as well. So, hi, Roy and Becky. Howdy, howdy, as you say. Good luck with this shift. Are you starting tonight? No, this is actually my second week in. Um, Sundays are great because it's double time. And right now the base pay is $19.36 an hour. So on Sundays it's double time. Saturday is time and a half. And then Monday through Friday is 19.36 for the first 8, and then time and a half for the next 4. Cuz again, they are 12-hour shifts. So, and if it's too warm or too cold to harvest the sugar beets, we get state pay and we don't work. Then that's only 4 hours of straight pay. Traveling on Adventures is up there too on one of the pilots. Really? They also work the night shift. Night shift is actually, I like it because when I get off of work, everything's open. Day shift has a little harder because they have to be there at the site at 7:30 in the morning, and they get off at 8 p.m. And being in a small town, usually everything closes by 7. So it's kind of, I prefer the night shift, so I don't have to keep a week stock of groceries and things like that. Like I can just go to the store when I get off of work. Day shift has a little harder because they actually have to have everything stocked. Oh, Van Gal, hey, surviving the job. Yes, I am. I am surviving the job. It's not that it's hard work. It's believe me, get some good shoes, but they're gonna get muddy and wrecked. I mean, you gotta see this. Oh. This is my boot. After the harvest, these will be probably trashed because there is no way I'm going to get these into any kind of semblance of wearing again. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So it is definitely something you have to have comfortable shoes, but they got to be some kind of boot. Yesterday it was rainy, so everything was, especially in mud, it was like slip slidey. So you got to have a good sole where it's, able to grip something. But when your shoes are completely muddy like that, it's crazy. And they were brand new, you know. You can use those. That's true. I could. Playa red. You got that right, man. Whoo. That's true. That's true. I mean, I can just wash them down. Right now, they're just so caked in mud, and it's in every little crack and crevice of those boots, because the beets are, full of mud. Um, Mostly you're dealing with the trucks when you're at the Beet Harvest. So they come in, you offload them, you give them back their tear, which is the dirt that came off of the beets, and then they go on their way. The next truck comes in. So it's a constant flow. Unlike yesterday. Yesterday was the weirdest day ever, I swear. We got there and it was an electrical storm, a lightning storm, and it was raining pretty heavy. Winds were, pretty strong. And we get there and we have a late start. Obviously, they can't work when it's lightning because, again, the pilers are completely run on electricity. That's not a gas generator. It's not gas or anything like that. It is electrical. So all the pilers have to be shut down. They have to wait 30 minutes past the last lightning strike in order to start up again. So it rained and then it stopped. The rain stopped. It was just done. And the lightning went away. So we went to work. And of course, there were, trucks piling up waiting to offload. And so we open up. We have this rush of maybe 10 trucks. No big deal. Boom, boom, boom. We get them done. And literally, we sat for like an hour and a half with no trucks. I'm like, what? There were 2 growers in that offload at my piler that continued to work throughout the night. And so all of their trucks were coming in, and that was it. No other trucks. It was so boring. We were all like, what? We totally deep cleaned the pilers and all this other, pulled it back, got all the beets and everything and all the dirt and all that stuff. And we were cleaning most of the night more than, doing the job itself. So it was kind of funny. And, yeah, but it's definitely an experience. Will I be back next year? Probably. I had my first paycheck and it was like $1,300 and change. So yeah, I'll definitely be back for 1 week of work. And this is not hard work. Yes, taking samples and actually filling the bag and tying them up is probably the biggest, heaviest lifting you're going to do. But not all trucks have samples. So all you're doing basically is making sure the area stays clean and safe. So, and, ushering the trucks. So it's not that it's hard, but, depending on the shift you have, you can have day shift and night shift. I chose the night shift. And honestly, I've had a good experience so far between the recruiting and, keeping me abreast of what's going on. And then, going through the orientation, then the training, and then the actual job. And like I said, I had 3 days off. It was too hot to harvest, so I took a side trip to Winnipeg. So I walked around Winnipeg, which that video will be coming. Also the border crossing, because that was interesting between U.S. to Canada and then Canada to the U.S. It was different traveling in a van with a dog, because obviously this is what I took to Canada. I don't have an extra car. So that's an interesting experience. So I will be covering that also. And yeah. So it's kind of fun though. That's kind of cool. I gotta look for them. Traveling on adventures is up there. I gotta put that on my list. and see who they are, because I probably, there, you have to understand the Drayton District has about 15 pilers. So I'm one of 15. And each piler has a 4-man crew. So yeah, it's not that many. But in the grand scheme of things with everybody, it's like, 200 people, 250 people that they hire. So, yeah. Anyways, interesting. Oh, Van Gale surviving the job, wearing out the boots. And it's funny because I think yesterday the temperature was 41 with a wind chill of 28. Feels like 28. And I had my cuddle duds on. So my top and my bottom of my cuddle duds. I had my cargo pants on top of that. And I had a hiking thin puffy jacket, down puffy jacket. So I used that. And then of course it was raining. So I had my frog togs. Here it is. I had my wonderful frog togs on, and this thing was great as a windbreaker. Again, it's very light and packable, so even though they're thin layers, I'm warm. It was 28 degrees, and I still was warm. The cuddle duds have like holes for your thumb, so all of this was all covered. My fingers weren't cold or anything. So it's just being able to dress the part, and it will make your experience like way better. I'm back. Okay, wanted to ask, are you working night shifts? Yes, I am working night shifts. So I have to be on site at 7:30, and we usually have a meeting of what's happening for the night, and we do our stretches, and then we go out to our pilers by 8 o'clock. So I start really at 7:30, and I work till 8 o'clock in the morning, straight through. How physically demanding is it? It's really not. The only physical part is actually taking samples. And what you do is about 10, 15 beets out of the truck. They get scooped up and then they get placed into a bag. You got to tie it up, and you literally pick it up and throw it to the side. And then the foreman will come with a forklift, and you pile them onto the forklift, and you're done. That's it. But those 10 or 15 sugar beets, the sugar beets are like, almost the size of your head sometimes. It's about, I want to say about 30 to 50 pound bag per sample. Not all trucks have samples. Probably during the night, I may be doing about, well, let's see, we had 30 trucks yesterday, which was very, 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 very slow. And I think we did about 6 samples. So, stretches. They get you to stretch? Yes, you have to. Because you're on your feet for 12 hours. I mean, yes, you do get a break. You get a 30-minute and 2 15s. So on our piler, we decided that we were just going to keep the 2 15s, so do 2 30-minute breaks instead of doing, 1:30 and 2 15s. So yeah, you're on your feet. You're scraping, you're cleaning, you're moving beets, you're watching the piler, you're making sure that you're staying safe. I've got my hard hat, my vest, because we're dealing with trucks, so I've got to be highly visible, things like that. Hey, Judith. Sorry, it is in portrait mode for some reason. My phone wanted to be in portrait instead of landscape. Don't ask me. How quickly does it go mentally? Do you have good camaraderie with your colleagues? Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's only 4 of you. So, we all break each other, everything else. I mean, it's not it's not rocket science. It's, just piling some beets onto a big pile. And yeah, I mean, got to know, the 4 people on my piler, or the other 3. I'm the 4th. So yeah, I mean, it's a great friendship. We get along, everything else, which is kind of nice. So yeah, there is camaraderie. Not only that, I'm staying at a campground where there are at least 10 or 15 other work campers doing the same thing. So we've gotten a little community, like, if we're not working, somebody always has a fire going. So we'll just bring a chair over or whatever. My neighbors are really nice. I mean, it's kind of a good deal. Your phone was tired of picking beets. I guess it didn't want to lay down. What kind of gigs could be good, to be honest? And are you getting well paid, which is great? And you're getting well paid. Yeah, I mean, for the money and what we do, oh yeah, this is well worth the money, doing the Beet Harvest. I will definitely do it again, without a doubt. Judith, your phone was tired of picking beets, I guess. Well, it's not necessarily picking beets. We're getting them ready for deep storage for the winter. And see, Mother Nature's going to come in and freeze them. And it's going to be a natural freezer for all of these beets. So by the time April comes, they will be, what they'll happen is they'll take some and they will put it into their processing facility, into a covered, climate controlled, where they'll be thawed out, and then they will be processed in the factory that's in Drayton. These kind of gigs are good, to be honest. Yeah. Imagine how little people get paid in developing countries. I'm here in Pueblo, Mexico, and frankly, it's getting cold. Yeah, I mean, it's, for it to be, I mean, like I said, yesterday was 41 with a wind chill to make it 28. And I have a gaiter that I put around my neck that if I get cold, I just put it here. At the first couple of days, I did get wind burned on my lips, so I had to go get some chapstick, because they did get, they got wind burned. No lie. Frost expected here this week. How much longer will you be working? Well, what was it? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I found out we are about 50% through the growers. So I probably have maybe another week and a half, and then I'm done. If all things work out, because like I said, it is a 24-hour operation. We had 3 days off because it was too warm. We might have another one this week because it will be 71 on Thursday, but I don't think there is a freeze. So depending if it'll be too cold. If it's frozen, they can't harvest them. So if it's frozen, then I'll have another day off. What I'm saving, though, I feel lucky to be British because at least you can be reasonably paid most of the time. But in Mexico, people get so poorly paid working for anyone. So they almost get nothing for picking beets here. Wow. Here, it's not necessary. I'm not picking the beets. I'm helping to store the beets for long-term storage. So the beets are piled for long-term storage. So I basically deal with the trucks and the storage part of it, so American Crystal Sugar can come in and take what they need defrost them from the deep freeze, from Mother Nature's deep freeze that's coming up. And then because there are so many beets. American Crystal Sugar is part of growers. So growers all got together and bought out this company. So the growers really run American Crystal Sugar. So and they make everything: powdered sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, anything that we use for baking is usually, a lot of people use Domino. It's the same kind of thing, but up here in the north, it's American Crystal Sugar. So it's kind of like a brand. I know you are the technical beat. Well, no, not really. I'm not really like the biggest pro on it, that's for sure. But a lot of people are questioning whether it is beneficial to do the beet harvest as a work camper. I mean, my campsite's paid for, so I have access to plug in for electricity. I have access to water. I've got a flushable toilet. I got showers, things like that. I've got trash. I mean, what else could I ask for? And I don't have to pay for it because I'm working it. So that's even better. Do a PhD in beet sugar. It's funny. I never, in a wildest dream, never thought beets were used for sugar. And until I signed up for the Beet Harvest, and I learned a lot about how they process it. And especially actually going through American Crystal Sugar's refinery, or no, not refinery, processing plant. And that was kind of good. I'm glad I got to see how it all comes together. I mean, yes, you're just a worker, no big deal, but at least they give you an opportunity to explore what it is. So that was kind of neat. But anyways, guys, I wanted to basically make this a short one because unfortunately I do have to get ready because I need to drive out to the site. And I have to clock in at 7 o'clock. And obviously, I am not dressed in my cuddle duds. I am not dressed in my boots and my winter gear and all of that fun stuff. So I need to get that done. And of course, the boss man. The boss man is on the job. Zeus! He's on the job. Mr. Boss Man's like, leave me alone. Boss Man is on the job, as they say. Hey, Peg, how are you? Sorry, it is a short one, but I will have videos coming out. I actually scheduled them for orientation, for weather related as far as the beet harvest is concerned, like the different weathers and extremes. I got to see Aurora Borealis and take some beautiful pictures, which I shared on my shorts. Beautiful, beautiful pictures. But there were 25-mile-an-hour winds, there were, there's all crazy weather. And, the first week, and I am in the second week, then I had my trip to Winnipeg, and I had customs, so yeah. Be happy you are an inspiration to the best followers. Oh, thank you, Christian. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm sorry it's been crazy having to switch the 7 o'clock hour. But as I said, I need to drive in order to get to the site, and I have to be clocked in at 7:30. So it's kind of been nuts. But I have been faithful at 7 o'clock. So, shoot, for almost, 2 years, guys? I think last Sunday was the first time I missed. Good to see you. Thanks, Christian, my UK friend. Thanks for taking the time to explain. Very interesting and informative. Yes, videos will be coming out, Chris. I swear. I've already scheduled them, so they should be coming out this week. So at least to show you about orientation, about what I went through, some training, what the piling site looks like. I also took a trip up to Winnipeg, so border crossing, and then the actual, we walked around Forks Market, and I went to the Museum of Human Rights over in Winnipeg. So beautiful time there. So everyone, thanks for putting up with the landscape. It was a quick, oh my God, I woke up and was like, oh my God, I got to get on. And so I grabbed the first thing I could. There you go. Love you guys so much. I'm so blessed to have you guys in my life. Just a quick update to let you know what's going on. So please be safe out there this week. And as always, stop dreaming it. Start living it. I love you guys. Bye. Now I gotta find out how to actually get off. And